A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
High noon and welcome in. This is the Mason Crosby Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. We're presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Mason Crosby, and he is Malik Willis's biggest fan. Oh, wait, it's a Crosby jersey.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Let's go, Tommy.
Words. Hi, Tommy.
Yeah, it was at the bottom of the laundry. Everything else.
Oh, yeah. No, you can say what it is. Yeah. Come on, man.
You love Mason.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, am I your Valentine?
Oh, God.
That's nice.
I got Florida State on under this. I don't know why.
You're so random, dude. Like, some of the things that you throw on.
You just have that because you know that that Chuck loves Miami, and you just wanted to like get into him.
Just troll him a little bit.
Well, yeah. I'm the easiest person to buy gifts for ever. It's like, get me something that doesn't have the Bears on it, and doesn't have the Vikings on it, and doesn't have Ohio State on it. And it's like, boom, there it is. There's a present.
Kitty? Hello Kitty works?
Sure, yeah, I guess.
I'll
like,
Hello Kitty
as long as it's something that doesn't have those other three teams on there.
Patrol?
St. Cloud rocks, but you guys wouldn't get that, so that's fine too.
I thought Mitch was wearing a Cudahy shirt because it looks a lot like the one that I got.
414 Milwaukee. Let's go. It is Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Ooh. Hopefully no Jason Voorhees sightings. It's also the day before Valentine's Day. It is NBA All-Star Weekend. Does that mean is it the whatever 500 in NASCAR this weekend too?
Daytona?
Is it?
I don't.
Well, it's not Indy. Indy's Memorial Day weekend, I think. So Daytona 500 to kick off the NASCAR season.
NASCAR race.
So,
are y'all superstitious? Do you believe it's Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th? No.
Yeah, like are we
I'm
thinking
superstitious about other stuff, but not Friday the 13th. I just think that's
it is
random.
the Daytona 500.
Daytona, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know it was Friday the 13th, but I woke up a little weird today.
I did
a little
too.
weird.
Just
a little weird.
My head is weird today. I agree.
Could be.
Mace, you wake up okay today?
I woke up just fine, but like Molly seemed a little different. So I am wondering. I'm like, some of the stuff like that was going on this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, have we, like, what's happened? Like, is Friday the 13th a real thing? Like, has she transported?
So you know how we're allowed to say things that like
not everything,
right?
Careful,
but not everything.
careful.
Exactly.
Get your finger on the button.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, am I allowed to say something that Steve Haywood, who was a longtime media member here in Milwaukee, African-American gentleman, he used to call this weekend a special weekend. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not. But I feel like it's not. I feel like it's okay. So he used to, and I don't know, actually, I don't know which side is worse. So he used to call it Black Thanksgiving because NBA weekend was such a big deal in the African-American community. And he also used to call it Redneck Thanksgiving because it was Daytona 500 and the start of the NASCAR season. Yeah. So like, I feel like this used to be a bigger weekend. The NBA All-Star Game stinks. We're not a huge NASCAR fan. I know that there are NASCAR fans in Wisconsin.
I thought you had to be if you like the WWE and NASCAR don't cross over all that much. Like, are they different world? Like,
I think they are.
Okay, they're completely different.
I think they used to be a lot more mixed.
Okay,
and that over the past like 10, 15 years, WWE has kind of separated themselves.
They've kind of carved out their own, own
not
culture.
Necessarily for the better. Not necessarily for the better.
Not for okay.
They have kind of forgotten the average Joe fan a little bit. And I would say like the average
That's
Joe.
not good.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's just like everything, right? It's like corporate.
Yeah,
right. It's gone huge.
More corporate. And I don't know if NASCAR has gotten more corporate or not. I'm sure the teams have, but I don't know that the fans have. Like, I think like the fans are still like those hardcore salt of the earth fans, which is great.
My dad used to take my brother to the Texas Motor Speedway every year.
Okay.
When I went to college, and I always question some of these things because I'm like, Dad, when I went to college, you took my brother all these spots. Like, you never took me to the Texas Motor Speedway and went in the infield and camped out and did the whole thing. And then he joined the country club that, after I went to college. I was like, what is going on right now?
He was like, I don't got to spend any money on school now. And just let me pass it down to Reese after all of it.
He was like, I spent all my time making you a robot kicker.
That's right.
Once I did that, I could just enjoy life.
Yeah, it was all my training that cost too much. And then, I'd come back though, and he's like, my favorite time was in summer when I would come home, and my dad was like, it's end of quarter, we have like $100 we got to spend at the club. I was like, oh, done deal. And it was like ice cream sandwiches, burger, like, oh, it was so good. It was so good.
I love that. This is the Mason Crosby Show. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talking text line. Kind of a random Friday we've got going on. I was on with Coon's show, and they were all over the place today, so I'm not even gonna go to half the topics they went to. But we've got a lot to get to today. We've got a lot on our plate. The Milwaukee Bucks might be the best team. They're the best team in the NBA.
They're amazing.
All right, everybody say everybody listening right now throughout the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, streaming on the radio, on YouTube, on Twitter, everywhere. Ousmane Dieng. Say it with me.
Is that how it's
Dieng?
All right. I thought it was Ousmane Dieng. It's right. Ousmane Dieng.
Ousmane Dieng.
Mitch will mess that up.
He is the best.
He's unreal. He's actually he looks like this is what the Bucks have been missing while Giannis has been out. He's got a little bit of creativity getting to the basket, and OKC fans now are all like, wow, our team's so deep. We had to get rid of a good player after all of this too.
That was crazy. He ended up all of a sudden the Bucks know how to rebound. Guys just going and fighting for the ball. What did he get? 11 rebounds.
He had 11 rebounds last night.
Bobby he almost had a 12. Had a triple double, right? 6 assists.
Jeez. And 4 blocks.
That's huge.
He's the only player in the NBA this year to have 15 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, 5 plus assists, and 4 plus blocks, except for Wemby. It's like him and Wemby are the only ridiculous. 2 players in the NBA to have that stat line this year. Crazy,
and remind me, okay, so obviously, what trade was he a part of?
That was when the Bucks got Nick Richards.
That's right. Okay.
And then they sent Nick Richards to Chicago.
It was like the one that kind of bumped around.
We were excited to get Nick Richards because he was a center who can rebound, and then we're like, oh, we got this guy who never plays for the Thunder, and if he's, if this is,
they were just hiding depth over there. Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous. And then Cam Thomas, just another solid game.
Yep.
I'm liking these moves. I feel like we can't deny what these moves have been. They've all of a sudden won 2 games in a row. They're looking good. These guys that they've brought in are instantly impacting while Giannis isn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
I love the NBA. I love NBA. I love baseball for this, where your hopes can change every few days, right?
Right.
I love and hate it. I get why fans lose their minds.
Can I go on record that I'm not happy that they won? I'm happy.
So you want them to tank. So you want them to go.
Yeah, I want them to lose. I don't think they can go anywhere this year.
Correct.
And so I want them to play well. I want Dieng to play well. I want Thomas to play well. I want the 2 guys who are already here. I want them to mesh. I want Giannis, if he wants to come back, I want him to come back. I want them to play well, but I don't want them to win. And they've now won 5 of 6. They've won 2 with these new guys, but they're still tied with the Bulls, a game and a half behind the Hawks, 2 behind the Hornets to even get into the play-in. And so if they finish 9th or 10th, I'm not interested in 9th or 10th. I'd rather finish 13th.
I don't know though. I mean, you win that game and you're in the playoffs and you get some home playoff games. I mean, that's still pretty fun.
You'd get 2 playoff games.
Still pretty fun.
You're right. It is fun. I
have a hard time. You know me. I have a hard time saying do not play to go and try to win and at least give yourself a chance. I'm give yourself a chance type of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think I got Molly? I'm I swing for the fences. Give yourself a chance. She always jokes. She's shock and awe. That's how I got her. She was she's never met anyone like me. I was, ridiculous. I swung for the fences, and it's she was I just wore her down. It was just grit and grind. Just finally get what you get.
So effort, attitude,
exactly.
energy.
You're not going to take that away from me, guys. You cannot take that away.
Right. So that is one of my 2 kind of NBA hot takes in this first segment. And in the show today, we've got a fun rundown for you. Brian Butch is going to join the show at 1:20. He does the Locked On Bucks post-game podcast with our own Brandon Snide. He also is the color guy for the Badgers. Huge matchup for the Badgers tonight, so we'll get to him. We've got Mason's Moments coming up. We're going to talk about college football because apparently you get to play 19 years of college football now.
Do you see that? There's another. Yeah, there's a ton on that.
Yep. And then the NFLPA, there's stuff coming out there. I know that's Mason's breadbasket. I think Tommy and I will basically just shut off the mics and Mason will just talk for like 10 straight minutes about like how he feels about that. But I've got a second NBA hot take. So the two things I want to be on record about today is that I don't want the Bucks to win. I want them to play well, but I don't want them winning basketball games. And I'm cheering for the international team at the All-Star game.
Okay, so that's the new setup. They have gone.
It's 2 American teams. It's 1 international team. They play a round robin.
Is that what they did last year?
Kind of.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah,
right?
It's a little different. Last year they had a rookie team.
That's right.
And which actually would be fun this year because Cooper's hurt. But if Cooper and Con and VJ could all play on a team, they would probably run some of these old men off the court too.
For sure.
But I want to be on record that I think the international team is going to play harder.
Yeah. Why do you hate America?
Right. Why do I hate America? Like, when we were talking about baseball, I love Canada.
I
know.
Now
we're talking about, the NBA. And
seriously,
I love
in the baseball, the international event that's coming up, right? What is that one?
World Baseball Classic.
World Baseball Classic. Who are you rooting for?
I don't care about the World Baseball Classic.
That's dumb. You're dumb.
So you don't like
that? That's
dumb.
crazy.
No, I like Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's literally all Major League Baseball players playing in this thing.
But I don't care about them playing somewhere else.
That's like Mason being like, I'm a Liverpool guy, and then whenever the
okay, so you're more of the organization guy, less about the players and wherever they're going.
A made-up international competition.
Oh,
I don't really care about.
Right.
I care about the Olympics. The World Baseball Classic is made up.
This is the guy who also wouldn't root for the Florida Panthers because there was more Canadians on that team. But you're all over the place.
You're all over the place. I have no.
All right, so let's get back to Thunder hating America.
Yes,
and rooting for the international all-star team, and that's tongue in cheek. He loves America. But he's rooting for the international team and the all-star game. Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed that Giannis isn't playing because I know that Giannis would play all out, but I feel like watching Wemby. Doncic is a joke. He's not going to play at all, and hopefully he doesn't even play.
Yeah.
But you put this team of international players together on a court where there are significant underdogs against Kevin Durant and LeBron James and all these guys who played AAU and have been buddies for 20 years and Lottie frickin' da. They're going to have a little chip on their shoulder. And so, as the underdog who, I want the NBA All-Star Game to mean something again. I want it to get back to East versus West where it matters. It's not there now. But if this is the first step that the international team actually comes out and lays a little smackdown on these American teams, actually showing, we should actually have some pride in this game. We should actually show up and play in this game. I think this is the first step to getting back to what we loved in the 70s and 80s and 90s until LeBron completely screwed all of us by passing the ball.
So just to clarify here, Crosby, so you know the format here, it's not even 2 teams, it's 3 teams for this all-star game.
Yeah.
Because you have the U.S. Stars and the U.S. Stripes versus the world also. It's going to be a round-robin-esque tournament. Game 1 is the Stars versus the world. Then it will be the Stripes versus the winner of Game 1 for Game 2, and the Stripes will play the loser of Game 1 for Game 3, and then Game 4 is an all-star championship. So
I do like a round robin. Not gonna lie.
I think that takes it's even less serious the more games you play all in one day. They're gonna play 4 games all in one day.
No. They're only playing 12-minute quarters. It's 12-minute quarters against each other.
Okay. I love a round
total,
robin.
It will be 1 game.
Yeah, still a joke. They played the whole game, even though the game was a joke because it would be 185 to 170 by the end of the game. At least they were having just the entire game for Damian Lillard to pull up from half court or something in the game, and they do stupid stuff like that.
Right, that's dumb. That's
I think they're going to be. I think they're going to play a little bit harder. Right. Yeah, it's just hey, let's push it. Let's see what we can do. I like the round robin aspect of it. I think that's pretty good.
I did like that the young guys had a team last year because they actually did try a little bit.
Yeah.
But
that's probably why they don't, because the old guys are like, no,
right.
these guys tried way too hard. Relax.
And for those of you, who I ripped on LeBron James there, and I ripped on him on purpose. There was a exact moment, and I want to say it was like 05 or 06. Maybe it was more recently than that. Sometimes NBA games devolve into one-on-ones.
Yeah.
And LeBron had the ball, and Kobe slaps the floor. Like, I'm playing D on you. Let's go. And LeBron passed it to Carmelo for a jumper. And it's like, and they were doing all this one-on-one stuff, and it was a close game, and the crowd was into it.
Yeah.
And LeBron, like, basically said, like, I'm not
not doing this
I'm a weenie. I'm a baby. I'm a weenie.
He didn't want his that conversation of who's the best to actually have that moment of, oh man.
At the time, it hurt his brand less to pass the ball
Sure.
than to get owned by Kobe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which we all know Kobe would have owned him anyway. Nobody made a big deal of it at the time.
Well, Kobe actually played defense.
Right. And looking back, we all know that was kind of the moment that, like, it broke, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch it though? Like, are you like Sunday night? Like, will you have it on? Are you doing it? Like, I don't.
I'm an all
though?
sports guy, and I love like catching all these things. But with how little I knew about what the format was, that just kind of speaks to how much I'm going to be watching. But I will be traveling, so maybe if I'm flying and it's on the plane, I might pop it on. I'll be watching a movie on my headphones, and I'll just have it going.
Right.
That's kind of my go-to on planes sometimes, is you got some sporting event or something going where you don't have to listen to the commentary and you can just watch the action a little bit.
920 says Thundersteak has now got himself on Thunder Watch.
I like that.
That's fine. Like, I don't think I am, because 262 says Bucks can't tank because the tanking teams have too many losses already. Might as well win.
That's a good point.
I disagree with that, though. I agree they can't get into the top 5, but you can still say in that like 7 to 10 area, if they by chance like get into the playoffs and then lose 4-1 in the first round of the playoffs, like, and then get the 17th pick, like that doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, but does it not help though? Because then you're like, this team is good. Like, that's the other side of that, though.
Does that convince Giannis to stay?
Heck yeah. I mean, if this team, where they're at right now, with these new additions, and like if they end up getting into an actual playoff series, if I'm honest, I'm like, all right, these guys are for real.
I'd have to think about it.
You're for real.
I'd think about it.
Does Giannis play in the postseason in that scenario in your brain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If Giannis plays postseason basketball with this team this year, he will stay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Really?
Yeah. If he plays in the playoffs, not playing,
because that means he's bought in. He's like, all right, I see this team,
and they get swept by the Celtics in the first round.
Well, I mean,
I still think that's like, there's so much positive there.
You think so?
Oh my gosh! Like, if I look at this team right now, and all of a sudden they make a run and they get in the playoffs, if I'm honest, I'm like, what? Okay, what? Like, where am I going? Like, why wouldn't I stick with this and make this run for next year? Like,
what would it? Go ahead, Mace.
No, it clearly, like, they talked about it, like, from last year, all the talks. He's getting traded. There was obviously conversations also like, hey, just hold on.
Yep.
Like, we're building something. This is going to be a gap year.
Right.
We're building something for 2027 or 26, 27. Like, just hold on with us. We're going to make some moves and we're going to get this thing right.
How do you think John Horst is feeling today, Mitch?
I think he's feeling really good today. But my follow-up to that question is, like, how many games until we're actually convinced Ousmane Dieng can play NBA basketball? Because we've seen guys have 10, 20.
It's got to be longer than Jeremy Lin's run.
Right. I was going to say Jeremy Lin was Lin's sanity.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, like, really wasn't an NBA player at the end of the day.
Right.
And
That's
he did it for half a season.
Yeah,
no, it was like 12 games of Lin sanity.
Maybe 20.
It was not a half a season. Like, it was crazy month, maybe.
But then he got a contract with Houston, and then he played with the Clippers. Like, he played because of those 20 games.
Another benefit of being on the Bucks and in Milwaukee is Ousmane Dieng there won't be that Lin sanity around that, right? Like, if they find a way to win, he's playing well. Like, it's just going to be like the Bucks are playing well. Like, I don't know if he's going to take off. So you can kind of just keep plotting along. And that is the beauty of like I guess a relatively smaller market or a team like even the Green Bay Packers sometimes, right? Like when guys go off and they do well, it's not going to be this like flash in the pan, like everybody gets, but when you're in New York or when you're in LA or you're in one of these major hubs, that stuff gets blown out of proportion before it probably has actually like given that time to grow and be something of substantial quality.
Does, but it's also, I mean, you just said it and we brought him up yesterday. Like Sam Congato was like, was a flash in the pan for the Green Bay Packers, and those players can happen. It's a lot less that they happen here in Wisconsin. I agree.
I think like the franchises in Wisconsin like protect against that a little bit, like from a media.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's so hard nowadays with everybody being a journalist. Like, you have a phone and a Twitter account and you're a journalist, Mason.
For sure.
If you know that. Like that's
yeah, I actually, that's how I introduce
people.
Myself now.
Journalist Mason Crosby.
Journalist. Yeah.
Wait, didn't you play in the NFL? Oh, that was a long time ago.
No, I'm a journalist and a reporter.
He's putting JR at the end of everything.
JR. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Hey Mason, you wanna relive some magic?
Oh, let's get into a moment. Yeah,
I'm
excited to see what Tommy has in store for us.
Every Friday, it's Mason's magical moments. What?
That is not the name.
That is
sponsored by Disney World. Yes.
Now we're gonna get sued. Thanks. Great.
Wow. Can we not say that?
Well, Disney will just sue you for anything at this point.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Mickey Mouse, because this is what this is
that's
becoming.
Even worse.
This whole production's a Mickey Mouse production.
Yeah.
He's Thomas. He's Mason. I'm Mitchell. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. Mason's magical moments are next.
Oh gosh.
This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. I'm Mitchell. He's Thomas. Mason in the house. Mason, you feeling it?
I do love that song.
I love that. I love that. You can't see this on YouTube right now.
We're going.
Yeah, just get my high-pitched voice rolling.
The dulcet tones.
That's right.
Mason Crosby. Man, do you care that Chris Paul retired?
No.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're all on the same page there. He's probably going to be at the All-Star game like master of ceremonies. He was a big deal. People like him.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, good career.
Sure.
He should be. Yeah, he should be celebrated for his career.
Yeah, gets his flowers.
Sure. No, screw him.
Mason Crosby. Mason Crosby.
Yeah, speaking of flowers, bring my moment up, Tommy.
Okay.
Let's bring it up.
Well,
bring it to us.
For the most humble host on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, Mason Crosby. While I don't
thought you were doing
have
something for me there.
a specific moment today, I have moments for you because I want to go through your college career, as we are going to be talking a little bit about it throughout the show today, and ethics and everything else that goes in between there. And I wanted to
There were some ethical issues while I was in college, for sure.
If Mason was in college now, he'd be kicking for his 9th school right now.
Yeah.
He would transfer in season.
Oh yeah, I'd still be in college right now.
So you're so old, it's kind of hard to find a lot of college highlights of you. But I was able to find this one from your first year.
Freshman puts it right on the money, and the kick for the 14-yard line is up and good. A 24-yard field goal, just a chip shot from Mason
Big
Crosby.
one.
Yeah, 24-yard. We're growing here. We're growing. But it was it was the only one I could find from your freshman year. And I know you've talked about a little bit on these airwaves, but we weren't really part of the statewide network when you brought it up. You had quite the journey to get to freshman year of Colorado football. Little bit about that, and then a little bit of your experience in your first year at Colorado.
Yeah, so my freshman year, I came to a camp, got recruited to I think I told everybody, but if you weren't listening. So I went to a camp in the summer before my senior year. I get to the camp and they had me listed as a defensive back. So I started doing defensive back work. Vance Joseph was the DB's coach at the time. Who, if you know, he's been Denver's head coach. He's been around the league for a long time. But I'm working out, and I was an athlete. I can move around, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be a defensive back at a D1 school, especially Colorado's not recruiting me for that. I thought I was coming here to kick, and I look over, and a local kid that they had actually already given a scholarship was kicking on the other field, and I tell Vance Joseph during a break, I'm like, hey, I'm probably not going to, you're not going to recruit me as a defensive back. Can I go over there and kick? He's like, yeah. And now when I look back, he was he kind of agreed with me a little too quick. Yeah, it kind of hurt, when I think about it, it's like, man, kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. But so I go over there, start warming up, start hitting balls, and had the best workout of my life. Hitting 60-yarders, doing all this. Coach Gary Barnett pulls me, my mom's there, offers me a scholarship on the spot. Wow. And and mind you, they had already given.
Did your mom cry?
Oh, she's bawling. Yeah. It was ridiculous. And so the other guy, so we're competing during camp.
Did he cry?
He might have cried eventually, but this guy's an aerospace engineer. He might be working for NASA now. Nerd. Yeah. Guy's a genius. So we compete. I win the job to kick field goals as a freshman. He was kicking off, and about halfway through our freshman year, I end up doing both, and they actually redshirt him. And so he goes off. I never see him the rest of the season. He just goes and starts doing his engineering stuff. Yeah. And he schedules classes, he's missing practice and doing all that. So good on him. It worked out for him. But during that season, I think I told y'all my freshman year, we play UCLA at home. They grow out the grass, do all this stuff. Mercedes Lewis, Brandon Chiller, who played for the Packers as well, on that team. And there's a picture, which I'm surprised you didn't find that one. It was actually, I think, in Sports Illustrated, Brandon Chiller blocking one of my field goals. It was like a 42-yarder.
What a jerk.
I still remember the grass was 3 inches thick, just hitting grass. and like the ball comes out pretty flat. But like literally the pictures, like the ball like flattened on his hand, like as he came through and just blocked it. So that's what I remember probably the most of my freshman year was that moment getting my kick blocked by Brandon Chiller, my future teammates.
I like to think that when Mason, whenever he tells us like Barnett might have said like, oh, we have a kicker that could have went to Harvard, and Mason just assumed it was him and it was the other guy.
It was definitely the other guy.
The aerospace engineer. Well, I have another one here. We started off with a chip shot your freshman year. Mason, I'm sure you're aware of this. You led college football in made field goals every year after that. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Every year after that. And one of the big things when talking about
a lot of long ones too.
When talking about college football, you associate it with rivalries. And there was this moment against Colorado State, 55-yarder.
And speaking of long distance field goals, here we go.
After the timeout,
55-yarder.
They were going to punt. Now they're going to try the 55-yarder. Crosby for the lead.
Oh, he drilled it.
He's got plenty of down the middle. Crosby puts him on top.
Gary Barnett
said that one
to us during the course of the week, you know what? I'd even have this guy kick a 75-yarder. He's got that kind of range. And he said during that timeout, I've got a guy with a leg, and he hit it like a 7-iron. That wasn't a 3-iron. He got some trajectory, some immediate elevation. What a rocket off of that right foot by Crosby.
So for those of you who think that Mason couldn't hang in modern day kicking, you are dead wrong. Mason's the GOAT. Just deal with it.
Hey, I definitely was the start, I think, like as I came out and like guys, like the expectations started to be like, you got to kick the ball a long way. Right. And like, I took pride in the fact that like, yeah, I felt like I could kick a lot of long field goals. And I've talked about this candidly going into Green Bay. Like I think I overdid how far I could kick the ball, and I would tell lines that were further than I should have been saying.
Really?
And I had to learn that, right? Because like it's like, yeah, I could kick a 60-yarder in this game, in this situation, but I'm not going to tell coach that's my range, right? Like that's like max end of game, end of half. I started like bringing that line up, and that's when my numbers got better percentage-wise was whenever I actually got more realistic about an every time made field goal.
Talk about Colorado versus Colorado State, because it feels like rivalries are still somewhat protected depending on the game in college football. But for instance, we just saw USC and Notre Dame aren't going to play this year. People are backing out of other big games because of conference schedule and whatnot. But what did it mean to do something like that against a rival?
There's nothing better than those rivals. It'd be like the Packers, Vikings, Packers, Bears, like those types of games, like not playing those games anymore, right? Like where it's just, there's the fans hate each other. There's a who's better, who's like, the small town, big town, like all these things that come in whenever the week of that rivalry. And that was the same thing, the Rocky Mountain Showdown, right? Like Colorado State was a lesser like quality of like athlete in school, like how they were viewed. They played in the Mountain West, they did all this, but anytime we played that game, it was tight. Like that game was tight. I had to hit a 55-yarder to take the lead. I kicked the game winner against Colorado State. Like there were so many moments where those games were always so heated and tight, and we played a lot. Like I think I played 2 of them in Mile High Stadium as well. So
very cool.
We'd go to a neutral site. They could actually bring Colorado State there, could fill more than what their stadium held. Wow. Like, so they could bring 40,000 fans to Mile High Stadium. So I hate the thought that like in college sports, some of those rivalries are going away, or it's just not a priority to say like, this is important to not just the players like to be involved with, but the fan bases love that stuff.
Well, and let's take another rivalry that was a big part of your college life that doesn't really exist anymore. Colorado, Nebraska.
Yeah.
I mean, hated each other.
Yeah.
You get Jay Saunders on the show from Potawatomi, who's from Nebraska and went to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Man, and he loves you, but he hates Colorado.
Yeah.
And it's like that was a real rivalry.
I wasn't allowed to wear, like, we couldn't wear red when I was at school in Colorado.
Right.
Like, it was like, if you wore red, you were like, if you got caught wearing red anywhere near the facility, you're running the stadiums or you're doing push-up, you did something because it was just not, you just did not wear red there in Colorado, which I love that. Like I worry that some of that stuff is going away, and it's a bit of a bummer.
It is, right? Like some of it is going on.
I got one more highlight here, but 2 more questions for you. Let's get to this one.
Snap, spotted, booted. The kick is up. It is on its way. It has the distance, and it is good. A 60-yard field goal by Mason Crosby with 5:43
I like the
play
music with
in the
it.
first half, and it's 13-0 Colorado.
Yeah, the Buffs TV has like a 5-minute compilation of you, and it's just the most anti-Mason Crosby music. It feels like
that's all me, man. What do you mean? You didn't know me in college. You don't know what I was about.
But forget about game. I'm gonna spit the truth. I won't stop till I get him in their Mason Crosby suit.
Oh God! Now, 60-yarder. I don't know who that was against, though. I can't
Iowa State.
Iowa State.
Yeah.
You hit a 60-yarder. You never even got to attempt one in college. But this is kind of on your trajectory. Is that the same year you made All-American? 2005.
That was a big year because in that same game I hit a 55 or 56 yarder. I kicked some of my longest field goals came against Iowa State. I hit a 58 yarder in Ames, Iowa.
Nice.
Right after a tornado.
Shut them up.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was actually a cyclone.
It was a cyclone. Yes, exactly.
I will give you credit that it might be the coolest you've ever looked because the celebration after where you put
like
your
that?
foot on someone's
shoe
leg and they shine your shoe after that.
Yep.
Who did that?
So John Torp, our punter, which he didn't hold. So Nick Holtz was the holder for all 4 years for me, wide receiver. And John Torp said after any game winner or kick over 50 yards, we're doing a shoe shine. So he came up with that. So any big kick, I'd go over and he'd give me a quick shoe shine before the kickoff.
And you did it with authority. You were like,
Well,
slamming it on his leg afterwards.
Oh, he loved it. He was ready for it.
Well, 2005, I had brought this up to Mitch.
You were 5, by the way.
Yeah, I was 5.
Exactly.
Yes, I was 5 during this. You were All-American. Do you understand how stacked that All-American year was?
Yeah.
Can you try to rattle off some the same year?
My year. So that was I'm sure AJ Hawk was there, Puzluzny.
Yep. And the other
Matt Leinart. That was Reggie Bush.
It was not Matt Leinart.
It was
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. Yeah.
But other than Matt Leinart, Vince Young.
Yeah.
You brought him.
Mike Williams.
You brought his name up already. Mercedes Lewis was also. You had another linebacker at the same time, D'Amico Ryans.
Patrick Willis, I think was.
This might just be first team. I'm looking. This is consensus that we're looking up here.
Okay.
Leinart was second team there. Brady Quinn was the third one for quarterbacks. Jerome Harrison, Lawrence Maroney, D'Angelo Williams, Lendell White, the wide receivers. Calvin Johnson was second team along with Greg Jennings that year.
That's a good second team right there.
But you know who was first team? And this one's really fun. Jeff Samardzija, who ends up becoming the Cubs pitcher.
Stud.
The second team is just maybe even more stacked than the first team. You have Vernon Davis on the second team, DeBrickashaw Ferguson on the second team, Nick Mangold, RIP. He was on the first team.
Yeah.
Tamba Hali and Elvis Doomerville and Haloi Nada all on the defensive line for first team there. I mean, you might be a part of and by the way, return specialist from UCLA, only known as Maurice Drew back then. Maurice Jones-Drew.
He was pretty good.
You're a part of like an insane class of All-Americans there.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then I don't know if y'all knew this, but I was a 2-time Playboy All-American. So I actually have my photo in 2 Playboy magazines.
Wow. Molly loves that, I'm sure.
I'm surprised you didn't know that, Tommy. You probably
okay,
I'm sure you had those at some point. Come on,
my mom listens, bro. Chill. Okay,
Mama Tommy, look for those magazines and his old stuff.
Dude,
I mean,
you guys are so old that magazines were the
magazines, exactly.
Right? Yeah, not even true.
That was the best. But that was, it was like I went and we did the photo shoot. Like, okay, they tell you you're going to be a Playboy All-American, and you're like, what? We get to go to the mansion, do all this. It was still really cool, but they take you to like a resort in Arizona with all the guys, and like then you just do a photo shoot, right? Like we played some golf, we did some things, like some appearances, did a photo shoot. I'm like, wait, there's no like this isn't like there's no Playboy stuff. No, it wasn't that. So college me was but yeah, that was like, it was like Adrian Peterson, Eric Winston, who else was there? AJ Hawk, Puzzles, like that team, those Playboy All-American photo shoots. I look at that picture and it's just like, this is insane. Like Devin Hester, like, I mean, it was wild to be a part of those.
And then finally, talk about just the draft process there. You have an All-American season. Your senior year is really or your sophomore year is just as good as your junior year. It looks like maybe even better on paper. Yeah. And then you have a killer senior year again. And you get drafted, not in the same draft, but you are 6 places above Tom Brady, too. 199 versus 193. Like, kickers don't always get drafted. When did you start talking to the NFL in college?
I really considered leaving after my junior year because that's like Garrett Barnett got fired. We're switching coaches. And then staying in Green Bay as long as I did, like legacy and like being a part of something is really important to me. Not just like, what can I squeeze out of any moment? I like being a part of something great. And I had an opportunity to go back my senior year, break a ton of records, like kind of establish myself as a Colorado Buffalo, which now in hindsight, looking back, it's like, that's all, I'm in the Colorado Athletic Hall of Fame. Had I not gone back, that wouldn't have probably happened, even though I had a good career up to that point. All the Packers stuff, everything, like it just, it meant so much to go and finish that off, get my degree. I honestly, Molly and I probably wouldn't have ended up together had I left early. It's like all these things. And so being able to go back, finish that off, we didn't have much success in that senior year, but there's just so many memories and moments that I remember. And then going and, being drafted by the Green Bay Packers in the 6th round. I tell this story all the time. My brother was a diehard Packers fan from when he was a kindergartner. And he ran up as soon as I got the call, and I was like, I look at everyone, I'm like, it's the Green Bay Packers. And like Reese runs up the stairs, throws his cheese hat on, pretty much does a flip down the stairs.
Amazing.
And he was so excited. Like it couldn't have been a better moment.
That is so cool. He is Mason Crosby. These have been Mason's magical moments. We're going to do this every Friday during the off season to go back and look at Mason's career, maybe bring in some former teammates, some coaches, some family members. You never know who might pop up for a Mason's magical moment. Mickey Mouse could be on the show at some point.
Joe Thomas was a second-team All-American. Andrew Whitworth, second-team.
First team?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Joe Thomas and I roomed together during the draft process. Like, we have the same agent, so I got to know Joe pretty well.
Is it Brian Lammy? No,
it's not Brian Dillon.
No, he's your marketing agent.
Yeah,
now.
Mike McCartney. Yeah.
Like, do you guys feel like you've come full circle now that you like got into the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame together and like you roomed together? Went back.
Sorry, not Joe Thomas.
I
was thinking of Joe Staley. That's my bad.
Same.
Joe Staley.
Different big guy named Joe. I got you. Yeah.
I heard Joe Staley and you said Joe Thomas. Sorry,
no worries.
I lost my brain.
Say, like, that guy's like, I'm rooming with a kicker. Like,
that's all. I only roomed with offensive linemen. They I'm smart in that vein. I'm like, I'm going to surround myself with the biggest guys on the team and nobody's going to mess with me.
All right. Well, we're going to jump into the college football craziness, the NFL report card craziness, everything going on in the world of sports. That's just like crazy and weird. And like things used to be normal and things aren't normal anymore. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. Thomas, Mason, and Mitchell here with you. Mace, you good? How you feeling, bud?
Good. Yeah.
Good. Nice.
Just I have a little lunch, so I'm ready here for the 1 o'clock break.
Do you have some beer and pancakes?
No, but I am getting ready for this season.
Yeah,
I mean,
you are.
I wonder what their slogan's going to be this year. Like,
It's got to develop organically though. Like
for sure.
You can't just come up with it now. You have to like.
Did you see 83.5? I think is what ESPN came out with. They had him like 14th in all of Major League Baseball.
Really? Because
I'll take that
Vegas
over
had
all
him
day.
at like 85.5 all off season.
Yeah, ESPN not high on the Brewers. They were
Let's
like,
hit that over.
They didn't get a third baseman now because apparently everyone knew about Caleb Durbin all of a sudden. Like that was garbage.
Right?
Yeah, like it's so garbage.
I love it. Sneak up on everybody.
Have
them doubt. I love those doubters. Let them all doubt.
I just wonder what I don't know. Like what
Are
So
you
much
okay,
wondering.
Mitch?
So much
Are you
I'm
okay,
not.
Mitchell?
I'm not.
He's just pondering.
I'm not. I am. That's exactly. I was like pondering. Like if it's 83.5, you have to jump on it.
Oh yeah.
Last year it was right around there, 83, 84. But I thought I saw this year that it was more like 85, 86, which like starts getting a little more dicey. Like I think they'll get there, but that's a little more dicey than 83.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go 90. Above 90. That's the number now.
Just take care of it. Just
Shoot
take
for
care of it.
100. Why not?
Like,
Why not?
Get to September 5th and
Don't
already
be
be
scared.
over the number.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's when it feels good. NFLPA report cards. You and Mason.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
That's
that
our jam.
the soft NFL. Like they're
Yes.
scared of the report cards.
Brian Butch at 120. This is the Mason Crosby Show.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, where the Milwaukee Bucks last night were 13-point underdogs, 13.5 actually. It jumped down to 12 when J-Dub was ruled out for the game, and it should have been Bucks by 10 once they knew who Usman was.
That's right.
Usman is him. For sure, right? Like he is.
I was doing the 3. That's the 3-point celebration, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, you're so cool, Tom.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Brian Butch is going to join us in about 20 minutes. He is the color analyst for Badger basketball. Michigan State at Wisconsin tonight, 7 o'clock on Fox. Number 10, Michigan State.
They're so good.
If the Badgers can win this game, they will be ranked. So
they better be, yeah.
They should be ranked.
They should be. They've just had weird timing in terms of
they
their
are a
wins and
Sweet
losses.
16 team.
They are.
Absolutely,
they are potentially a Sweet 16.
There's some of these conferences I've seen are strange with how they rank. Like I saw like BYU in the Big 12 was like they were ranked like 18th, but they were like 8th or something in the Big 12
because they've had losses in conference.
Yeah, it's just like like some of these rankings.
It's weird.
But I will say Big 10, Big 12. Best basketball conferences this year so far.
Yeah.
Like if you look at like kind of like from top to bottom, I mean, there's some good basketball being played in the Big 12. Is anyone going to beat Arizona?
I mean, at some point.
You think so?
I think today I would take Big 10 versus the field to win it. I would. I really would.
Okay.
No way.
Dude, the Big 10 is stacked.
I think the Big 12 is better.
Wow. I don't know. You're such a big
buff.
You're such a Big 12 guy.
Oh, wait. So what are y'all then? Like, oh, you're a Big 12 guy. Y'all are Big 10. Like, I mean, so
that's right. That's what
it's like you're not going to hear anything because it's like not the Big 10. I mean, like Big 12.
Yeah.
Like they're playing some good basketball over there.
We might be.
I mean, Arizona's Pac-10. Come on, let's be real.
Oh my gosh! Like, stop living in the past. Goodness.
Arizona representing the Big 12. Man, I think when I think of Big 12, I think of Kansas and Kansas State. And
well,
Arizona.
when I think of the Big 10 now, all I think of is Oregon and USC,
shut your mouth.
Oregon dominates. I mean, come on, like Oregon's the best.
You're such a football guy. All right, speaking of football,
we could do that. I could do this all day if you want. I'll just.
You want some? Come get some.
Let's bring it.
Yeah. Ferris State. You guys familiar with Ferris State?
Is that where Chambliss went?
That is where Trinidad Chambliss originally went to college. Won the D2 national championship.
Named
found
after
his way.
Ferris Bueller?
He made his way to the Ole Miss Rebels this past year, and obviously had a phenomenal story, phenomenal talent.
Was he somewhere in between?
No, that's where he was.
Ferris State to Ole Miss.
Ferris State to Ole Miss,
what a boring story.
Like
if you're
that's a horrible story.
If you're not going to 7 schools, are you even trying?
Well,
exactly. What are you doing?
This entire time, his eligibility was in question, and then Trinidad Chambliss was basically arguing, no, I missed a whole year and should be given a medical red shirt for an extreme case of tonsillitis, by the way. If you guys
honestly, all anytime he played at Ferris State should probably just be wiped away. Like, I mean, like, does it even count? Like, he
it's an
should
NCAA
just
product.
It does.
I know it does, but I'm just saying, like, eventually, that's probably going to be the next thing, right? They're going to say, well, if you're not at the one of the big top 5, like, do those years even count, or is that just developmental years? Unless you play in the top 5 conferences or whatever, then those are the only ones that count for your eligibility.
Well, and so now, after being denied multiple times some eligibility, Trinidad Chambliss finally getting an injunction against the NCAA and will be granted a 6th year of college eligibility and set to be the quarterback again at Ole Miss. What I just don't get about this, Mason, why would he not shoot up draft boards if he was eligible for the draft? If he was playing, I mean, I know that he's not Mendoza or Moore, But after that, that number 3 QB spot feels very open. And with Moore staying, like, who knows what could happen.
Looks like an NFL quarterback at all.
Ooh, I would very much disagree.
I think he just thinks that, like, I mean, he's going to make good money. He's the man. Like, it's
right. He's going to make more. He's going to make money here. Yeah. So if he's a 3rd round pick, he'll make more at Ole Miss this year.
Probably.
I'd stay in college as long as I could if how it's structured now, right? Like, I mean, unless you're just the best of the best and, like, you know, all the things, like, I mean, I'm staying in college as long as I can. And honestly, actually, I'd probably leave college more as like the 2nd, 3rd rounder than some of these top guys. Because it's like those top guys are still getting paid a ton of money. The risk isn't as high because you can't be cut, you can't be released, you can't be like they're not moving on from these guys, right? Which that needs to change. I feel like these universities, if you don't perform now, we're paying you $2 million, like we're getting rid of you, right? Like we're not seeing that as much on the other side.
I think we will at some point.
It's got to happen. Yeah. It's got to happen.
Well, something's got to be wrong when you are, and it feels so weird that Ole Miss is so detached from the NCAA in this, right? Where you are suing the NCAA and you are trying to grant yourself access to another year in college sports, but then, like, on top of that, the NCAA is suing you back so that you can't play in their league.
And then, hey, did you see, though, too? It was a judge in Mississippi that granted it. So it's like, how does this work? Just like the local, like, it was like the judge there in Oxford's just like, all right, well, I'm gonna overrule this, like, conveniently, and we're all good as long as you go through the due process. Then we're good.
Mason, it's the same way the French judges can totally dock the American dance figure skating team by 7 points for literally no reason, giving the French the gold. And totally cheating the system at the Olympics. That's what the Mississippi judge can do too.
Now, why judgment sports are
I mean, to back up that argument, like, Mason, you and I won and everybody else lost.
Yeah.
Like, after that happened.
I totally agree. Did you see I think there was a player on Montana that is getting his 9th year of eligibility, which I thought was fascinating. Like, talk about a record. Mitch, look that one up. I think he's maybe a linebacker, and his track record of schools that he played at. I mean, he might have played at 14 different schools. Like, it was a long list.
Yeah.
Solomon Tuilapiapupu has been granted that's his name, has been granted a 9th year. Tuilapiapupu has been granted a 9th year of NCAA eligibility. He started his career at USC in 2018. And he was at USC for 7 years.
2018. That is so crazy.
That was the same year I was a freshman in college, for reference.
I thought you were born that year.
No. But
so he's your age, playing his 9th year. He's going his 9th year in college football.
Yeah. And so just here's something I have a dumb take about this, but maybe would make people more or less angry about this. At what point do we just say your class schedule needs to be public information? If you're going to continue to just keep coming back, like, continue to show proof that you are enrolled in classes and you are a full-time student, which is what you're kind of supposed
Carson
to
Beck
be.
said that's not the case. He graduated 2 years ago. He's thinking, you just have to be enrolled. Like, what do you like at that point, though? Because the rules, right? If you're enrolled in the college, you can't go and get recruited or go somewhere else, right? Unless you're out of because that's what happened at Wisconsin Badgers, right? With the corner.
Well, and even
he like got out of school, just unenrolled, and then went to Miami, right?
Right. And again, for reference, like, we want to make these guys as student first as possible, all of this, which is bull crap. We know that already. But just, if I want to go apply for my FAFSA and get aid or grants or scholarships, whatever it is, I need to be a full-time student. I can't go. You need 12 credits minimum, which is not going to graduate on time. you need that minimum to get these benefits. So if you're taking, introductory to dance, no shade at dance, but just like telling you that
why are you throwing shade at dance?
Yeah, what's wrong with dance, bro?
You need I want public record of their class
okay, let me
schedules.
rebuke this real quick, Tommy, because I sent y'all that thing about Alabama's like their athletic department.
Right.
Did y'all look at that?
Yep.
Alabama football netted $64 million like after expenses. Like I think the revenue was like 150 million, some crazy number. And then like literally their net like win like covered everything else. Like they had a surplus of 32 million after,
and football was 64 million. Men's basketball was
every
9 million.
other sport besides men's football and men's basketball lost money.
Well, and they're also not there to make money. I mean,
sure, that's part of the system. And then, but that's why, to your point, Tommy, they're not as concerned on the enrollment and all of that because like football pays for everything.
Right. And that's
so they're going to give them a little, they're just going to kind of.
Mitch, do you think off the top of our head, how many programs that aren't a football or a basketball program are profitable in college sports?
None.
Like I'm thinking of
there's none. No, well, I mean that Alabama thing is the norm.
Like there's
like a Vanderbilt baseball might be profitable, right?
The top 10 men's hockey teams.
Yeah, maybe.
Like if you're a hockey school.
You think Wisconsin's hockey?
No, but I bet it was. I bet there have been years it has been net positive.
Maybe, you know what sport? Like I was looking, like
Nebraska volleyball is a net positive.
Yeah.
Did you see the soccer line on that? I found it fascinating because their revenue was like 650,000.
Yep.
But their expenses were like $3.1 million. I'm like, what are they spending on? Like, what is going on?
And NIL. I mean, the biggest loss loser for Alabama was women's basketball. Their revenue was $760,000. They spent $5.4 million this year. So it's got to be they brought in a couple NILs and they didn't work out.
So now
that's a good point.
Now here's a question of devil's advocate with it. Okay. Is this a positive for colleges? Because a guy like Trinidad Chambliss, you would think, enhances the brand of Ole Miss. Right. And now they will be able to afford more because they are paying Trinidad more, and he will lead to more revenue after. And it might help fund some of these programs at Ole Miss.
For Ole Miss, sure. Of course, for Ole Miss. It's a win for Ole Miss.
The more success they have. Yeah. That's why I don't think anyone can debate that, like, even all the athletic department, the whole any program is saying, yes, make football as big as possible. Because it just makes everybody like it just trickles down. Everything is taken care of at a higher level. Yeah. So you want football to make as much money as possible because then everybody else can, again, with 600,000 in revenue can spend $3 million and everyone's still fine.
I know you want to get to it, Mason. From college to pros, how soft is the NFL in this whole NFLPA thing?
Oh, what a soft, suing. The fact that they won blows my mind.
Tell us what the report cards are. Like
so the report cards, I was on the PA whenever we decided to do this, and it was for free agents to just have like a clear picture of what organization you're going to, right? And like as you're going through free agency, I can understand why the NFL wouldn't like it because it's like now it's a competitive disadvantage to some of these teams. Yeah, but from the PA perspective, it's shining light and saying, hey, like make everything good for all these players, like spend the money, invest in the locker room, invest in the food services, invest in these things that will entice players to come to your team as free agents. Yeah. And so that was the whole point. So again, what I read in this though, as well, is all they won was that the report cards couldn't be publicly released to the media. Okay. So in my mind, PA, if I'm on the PA and if I'm looking, I'm saying, we're going to still do these report cards. We're going to have all our members fill these things out. And then we will internally blast out all the report cards to current and former players. And if they decide to post them, then that's how it works, right? Like it's as long as the PA is not actively posting it is kind of, if I read that right, I'm not a lawyer, but if I read it, that's how I would look at it is like, it said that the PA cannot publicly release these report cards.
It's like the Baseball Writers of America don't publicly release the voting, but then the writers itself will post their ballots or something like that. I don't know if that's going to get like murky water there, though. If this is like,
it's just going to be another lawsuit.
Water, right?
Yeah, that'll have to be a whole nother lawsuit, like in my opinion, because it's not necessarily that the report cards were like banned. It was just that the PA couldn't publicly release them. Is the part that I like kind of
so then maybe it's
there.
Not that soft, because if the players can still do this, it just can't
I think that's the only thing that they won.
The question, right?
I think that might have been the only thing that they won in this, was that the suit against that.
Yeah.
Like, defamation or whatever. Like it's against the CBA or whatever from the PA's perspective. But players can go out there and say like,
right, tell the Bengals not to suck so much as
exactly. I mean, some of these organizations, it's like, hey, like it was kind of known. It just became like it became more factual of like what these organizations were about and what they're doing. I mean, some of these organizations getting F for locker rooms. F for like cleanliness, or like
clean up the mold in the corner.
Come on now. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And it should, like, at least the players should know what you're getting into.
Absolutely.
I do believe that is like a player's right. Like, it's like, hey, I'm going somewhere. They're gonna fluff everything up. Like, you need to know what it is like playing there before you decide to go for your next 4 years.
Off the top of your head, what do you remember complaining the most about the Green Bay Packers? And what do you remember being the best things about the Green Bay Packers?
not on the field product.
Right, yeah. With these report cards, when you're filling them out, what's something that, like, were you guys like, can we get new chairs, please? Like, that's how it is here always.
I will say, like, and that they've addressed it now with the new locker room, was like, the fact that we had like wooden seats.
Yes.
Like, and we didn't have like anything like comfortable to sit on in the locker room was a little weird. And then it was honestly the only thing was probably the gear, like the lack of gear that we were given for a long period of time. Like it was shocking how little I got from the facility. I mean, Lululemon underwear. I mean, I got that in abundance, but by the end, I think LaFleur changed a lot of that. McCarthy was a little more old school, and it was just kind of like, guys don't need anything. I mean, you've heard the stories. Like AJ Hawk, it's like, I think they called him on like a Tuesday. He's told it before, where it's like, hey, do you have your practice shorts? We can't find them anywhere. He's like, yeah, they're at my house. He's like, you need to bring those back tomorrow. Like, it's like, you don't have another pair? Like, there's no other pair of shorts in the whole building.
It's just Big Mike being like, who needs underwear, guys?
Yeah, exactly. Buy your own underwear.
Hey, we got to share.
Share the underwear. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, coming up next, Brian Butch, part of the Locked On Bucks podcast network, as the Bucks are clearly the best team in the NBA right now, and the Badgers' huge game tonight in Madison against Michigan State. If they can win this one, they'll really send a message to the conference and to the nation that, as Tommy said, this is potentially a Sweet 16 team when they put everything together. He's Mason Crosby. He's Thomas Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Brian Butch is next here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. My name is Mitch Nellis. Mason Crosby in the house. And want to let everybody know that former Brewers catcher and co-host of Foul Territory TV, Eric Kratz, will give us his thoughts on the Brewers roster heading into spring training when he joins Sparky this afternoon at 3 on the Wisconsin Sports Daily on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. And that one's served up by Wendy's. I think we get free Frosties today because the Milwaukee Bucks won last night. So free small Frosties in participating Wisconsin Wendy's. Yeah. Sorry, Mace.
It's all right. Yeah, just have one on me.
Yeah, there you go. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, one call, that's all. His first appearance here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, but longtime voice here in the state of Wisconsin, longtime friend, longtime big man, the polar bear, all the accolades, the legendary Wisconsin Badger, the one, the only.
You can stop with all that, man. That's all right.
Keep it going.
Oh my gosh, the segment's over already.
Nobody cares. You know what I mean? Can I talk hoops occasionally? We'll see.
All right. I just love I want to quit my job, and I just want Mason Crosby to hire me full time to just walk into rooms and announce him. And Brian Butch, if you want me to do that for you, I will do that as well.
No, I'm good. Nobody cares about me. So it's all good. Trust me. Like it's all good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on today. And we all throughout the state of Wisconsin have been listening to you for years. We're super stoked that you're on Locked On Bucks now. Obviously, you're doing Badger stuff and you're doing national college basketball stuff. Why don't you give everybody an update real quick on where we can find all your content right now, because you are crushing it right now, my friend.
Yeah, doing a little Locked On Bucks. I had to wait some time to be able to jump on that, but we're finally able to do that a little bit. Doing obviously Badger Radio with Matt LePay, which is awesome. I mean, we're so lucky to have the people, the play-by-play guys that we have, and Matt is fantastic. He's the best around, and so lucky to be able to do that. I got my YouTube channel I put up there, a little Butchie's Den, so give that a follow. Just kind of put some stuff out there. I caught up with Zabe, which was fun to do that on Butchie's Den.
Nice.
We'll get some. I'm going to do one with Matt LePay, and we'll tell the stories about the road, about me and him catching dinner everywhere we go, and so a lot of just fun stuff. That's again, when I did radio every day, it was it was enjoyable. Same sort of thing, and obviously working for the Big Ten Network and different things there, but it doesn't change. You enjoy it. The reason we do what we do, all of us, is we like to entertain people. This isn't serious. There's real life stuff that all of us go through. And this is the escape from that for a lot of people. So that's why we do what we do.
Love that.
Heck yeah. So good talking to you. I don't know. You talked about Big Ten Network. So I kind of want to talk Badgers to start here. So I do want to talk about what this Badgers team has been, how they got robbed against Indiana there, and what you're expecting from them tonight against Michigan State. Do you feel good about it?
Yeah, so we'll start with the Indiana, since that was the first of the sequence of what they've had. The Indiana game, the 3 calls. To me, when I look at this, it started at the 12-minute mark of the game. People want to focus. National media wants to focus. I jumped on the field of 68 with those guys, and I'm doing a little bit of that as well. So, but I talked through that. I said it's the 12-minute mark. It's the reach and foul on Andrew Rohde that isn't there. It's the first of the 3 bad calls, the Nolan Winter verticality. Like he's the secondary defender. You come over and you can go vertical. That's not a foul. That's not a foul with 4 minutes in the first half. That's not a foul with 16 minutes in the first half. That's not a foul with 12 minutes in the first half. And it sure as heck isn't a foul with a minute left in the second half. So that's the one that I probably had the biggest problem with when you look at that. As far as the Nick Boyd, I've never seen a charge going away from the basket like that. Just like Greg said, I've never seen it. That being said, if you like, as I look at it, just not as a Pack or as a Badger homer, like, did he shove off a little bit? Sure, there was a shove off there. So maybe. No, let me phrase. All 3 terrible calls. You got to move on. But maybe. Then you look at John Blackwell's the last one. Wilkerson is backing down. There's not much you can do. Feet get tangled. The foul isn't on the feet getting tangled. If you want to say there's a foul, John does reach. There's no question. Now, if I'm the defender, I I don't know what else you do when you've taken 3 to the chest. I don't know what else you can do. But I also have to say, situational timing and score matters as far as how you've called the game. And I didn't think the situational call was right there by the official either. So I thought that was a big one, Mason, as far as just 3 that doesn't go your way in a game where you're talking middle of the pack teams, Indiana, Iowa, USC, like they're in that middle of the pack. And then it's how do you respond? They come back and they beat Illinois, and you, like me and Matt LePay said this, you can't lose twice to Indiana. You lost once, you can't lose twice. So that meant they needed to get off to a good start. They needed to forget about the one on Saturday and have a response. And boy, what a response was. Wisconsin by far has the 2 best road wins of anybody in the country.
Yep.
Of anybody in the country. You could talk Arizona, you could talk Florida, you could talk Kansas. 2 best road wins of anybody in the country. So that's going to
Michigan's 23-1, Brian.
Yes.
Their 1 is the Badgers.
Yeah. Well, I think Michigan's best. I've said this on the field of 68. Michigan's the best team in the Big Ten. I don't even think it's close. And I think they're the best team in the country. Now they've played with their food a little bit. They had a tight one against Northwestern recently, but this group the Michigan team is really good. But this Wisconsin team, they're getting better too. And that's the job of Greg, of Coach Gard. Like, people want to sit there and complain on Greg too much. I don't get it. Like, his kids get better. His teams get better as the season goes on. To me, that's the sign of what good coaching does. And we've seen it too many times where the Packers falter down the stretch. The Badgers don't falter. Like, they continue to get better. They continue to do the right things. Like, that's a big deal.
I love that. Yeah, I'm excited for this team. What are you looking for them against Michigan State? I mean, this is a tough test. They win this game. I mean, they got to be considered, nationally ranked, and they're going to be, we're going to be looking at them coming in the Big Ten championship.
Well, Mace, the reason it matters right now, most importantly, is right now, if you look at the brackets, they're an 8-9 game right now is where their seed wise goes.
Okay.
So they've got to pull somebody so they can get to the 7 or get to a 6. Because I think this team can make a deep run, but you get in that 8-9 bracket conversation, now all of a sudden you're playing some really good teams that you're trying to find a way to battle, and then you've got possibly the 1 seed, most likely the 1 seed. But so that's why tonight's game is so important. You look at what this team has done. They've got to control the defensive glass. Against Illinois, they did just that, guys. Like, they dominated a team on the glass in Illinois that normally dominates teams. And I thought that was really good. So they've got to do that. They got to dominate the glass. They got to get back in transition. Michigan State's been the same team the last 20-some years. They were the same team since I played. You better rebound the basketball. You better get back in transition, and you're going to know it's a physical game. And you can't turn the ball over. Like, it hasn't changed. But why should it change? They've continued to win at that level. So I think this is a game that Wisconsin, it's right up their alley. They've got to protect the transition opportunities. You can't let Cohen Carr get out and get one of those highlight dunks. You got to take care of Jeremy Fears. Jeremy Fears is first in the nation, averaging 9.1 assists per game. He's averaging 15.1. He's had 10 games with over 10 assists, which means that ball moves, dramatically with the ball in his hand. So I think it's going to be a great game. The atmosphere should be fantastic. I'm leaving here in about 20 minutes to head down there. I got to get my Peloton ride in first, though. Don't worry. You got to get right. You got to get the mindset right for it. But it should be a great game. And I'm so glad it's Friday night, 7 o'clock. It doesn't get swallowed up on a Saturday game. Saturday always has great games. This one, marquee matchup, marquee moment for this Wisconsin team. Friday night, 7. A lot of eyeballs are going to be on it. Should be a good one.
Brian Butch joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. Brian, Tommy talking to you. I have a question. Who's more important to the Wisconsin Badgers? Is it Nick Boyd this year or John Tonje last year?
Well, it's John Tonje last year. I mean, it just is. Yeah, as far as
Boyd putting up 20 points a night every time too, Brian.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's a little bit. Here's the question: is late game situations. Who's been the dagger? Who's been the guy this year? It's been John Blackwell. Late game situations. Last year, who was it?
Tonje.
Yeah, it was John.
And so when you ask about who's more important, I think when you look at it just in general. Now, I love what Nick has brought. Nick has been quick. He's got on transition. He's been able to get those extra points that Wisconsin is struggling. I'm not saying Nick hasn't been great this year. Nick has brought the mentality. He's brought the situation of understanding, hey, what he needs to bring. But I still think John was a lot as far as just importance. Thought John was a little bit better there.
As far as single season Wisconsin Badgers go, Boyd's making a case to be like top 5 though in that conversation. It feels like, Brian.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The game has changed so much. We're going to have those conversations every year because Wisconsin's going to go out. They're going to get a transfer, and that transfer better have an impact. Because if you don't hit on the transfers, guys, you're not going to win. I mean, that's just the reality of college basketball. Now, Greg and his staff, you have to give them a whole bunch of credit as far as soon as that season ends, they're looking through the portal. They're identifying who they want and how they want to make it fit. This is 3 straight years that they've hit on their star major, financial guy. AJ Storr, John Tonje, and now Nick Boyd. So to go 3 for 3, Packer fans know how hard it is to go 3 for 3. They've gone 2 for 2. We're still trying to figure out if they're going to go 3 for 3. The Badgers have at least gone 3 for 3 here.
I love it. Gosh, I love that take. That's right on the nose. Exactly. I do want to go to this Bucks team now, and we got to talk about.
You mean the best team in the NBA?
The best team in the NBA. Yeah, I mean they're rolling. And you're doing the Locked On Bucks post game stuff. So tell us about these new players and what kind of spark they've brought. Mitch believes that they should try to lose.
I want them to play well. I want all these guys to play well, but I'd rather they not win basketball games.
I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that.
Until the NBA fixes tanking, you have to lose. There's until they fix it, you have to lose. Now, this is what I've said in general. Now, and I've had the opportunity to talk to now numerous Milwaukee Bucks scouts that they love where they're at because and that was 2 weeks ago where you're sitting there picking within the top 10. They love it because there's a player that can be of huge impact. So I know the scout side of it, they're thrilled that, kind of where this Bucks team is. Now, that's not what they wanted at the beginning of the year, but there's 2 things that you need to accomplish. And it's really tough, to be honest. The situation with the Bucks are in is a really tough situation because you have to evaluate who's on your team and are they good enough to get you and be part of the team with a couple of added pieces to win a championship next year. This team, even though they can be a 10, 9, whatever seed, based on where they're at, they're not winning a championship, guys. They're not. Now, can they get out of the first round? Possibly. I mean, you add 34 back into it, anything gives you a chance. When you look at the East, who's the best team in the East? I don't know if anybody has that answer. Maybe the Cavs probably would be my answer as far as what I look at there, but it's not one of those that you look at and say, oh my gosh, there's no way we're competing here. I still don't think they're good enough to win a championship, and that's fair. I didn't think to start the year off, Mason, they were good enough to win a championship.
Yeah.
I didn't think the construction of the team was built to win a championship. So you look at that, but they have to evaluate the new pieces that they've got, and what they have, evaluate if they're good enough, evaluate if they could be in. Yep, exactly. Well, no, but Mitch, you're right. What do you have? Do you have a young player that could fit into a system? Because right now what we've seen, and I'm not trying to be negative, but what we've seen is a team that has had free reign. No Giannis, whatever, just go hoop. Go play. Yeah. We're not going to run plays. We're not going to just you go play. We haven't been together long enough for us to have a practice to actually have sets. So we'll run our floppy, we'll run our delay actions, and it's the most vanilla offense that we can have. Just go play. So they've performed in that. Now, can they perform in a set? Can they perform when they need to? Can they perform in the clutch? Can they perform with Giannis? Those are all questions that need to be answered. But you also have to sit and evaluate and say, okay, well, we got a lot of young players too that are really good in this NBA draft coming up. Where do we fit with that as well? And I think it's very hard to do because the competitor, everybody, whether it's front office, say what you want about Doc, say what you want about everybody else, they all want to win. So the competitor in you, that in Mason, you didn't have a lot of losing seasons, but it's just a reality of. But the competitor of you, when you go through a losing season, you still want to win, and I think that's where this Bucks team is. It's tough, Mitch. It just is, guys.
The players want to win. I mean, the players aren't going to tank. The players want to win. The question is, from an organizational standpoint, right now they sit at number 9. You kind of want to stay around that number. You get up to 15 or 16, and you're not getting the type of impact player you're going to get in the top 10.
The only way to do that, though, right, is to you have to shut Giannis down. You have to run a team for them to tank because these players are not going to stop playing ball. They got to show their stuff. They got to be a viable member of this basketball team, or they're going to be gone as well. So how do you do that without like, and if the players aren't buying in, like, you got to shut Giannis down, right?
There's
there's
a play. Good luck doing that though, because he's not going to.
Yeah, exactly right.
No. But here's the counter. Here's my counter, and this is where you could tank easier in the NBA than the NFL. The NFL, you don't have
curious about
contracts, right?
Okay.
Like you don't. The NBA, a lot of these guys now, some of them aren't. Like Pete Nance, he's fighting for his NBA. He doesn't want to be a journeyman. He wants to get a 3-year deal. But some of these guys, they have guaranteed deals that it's like, okay, well, we're going to tank, guys. You're going to sit this one out. You're still getting paid, and we're going to pay you for the next 3 years too. Like, you don't have to prove anything because we have you under contract for that long.
So those conversations can actually happen. Be like, hey, like, let's get a good draft pick. We're playing for next year. Like,
absolutely. And that conversation, Mason, is happening in Utah right now.
Well,
you look at they trade for Jackson. Now Jackson's hurt.
He'd be playing
That's
if he was on a playoff team. They shut him down. He's having like minor knee surgery, and they're like, "Oh, he's out for the year."
Yep, but that's because everyone has minor surgeries after the end of the year. Like, that's just kind of normal. So they're just decided, hey, let's have this conversation. Let's talk about this. Why don't we have it now? That way, all summer you can be back. You'll be back for training camp. You good with that? We're going to still pay you your $60 million. You're good? Yeah, I'm good. So that's why it's a little bit easier to do that in the NBA. But like you said, you still have the people like Pete Nance, Cam Thomas. All these guys are trying to get the next deal too, which is how it's tough to maneuver.
Yeah, for sure. That to me, it doesn't make sense. Like you said, like, I was fortunate enough there in Green Bay where I was talking, like, go back to 2008, where there were multiple games at the end of the year that we knew we weren't making the playoffs and we were going to have a losing season. Other than that, I mean, we were always kind of tracking to those last games, right? Trying to make a push. So it's just something that in my brain that doesn't even make sense to
and it's
like play for a position.
Bottom line is it hurts the brand. There's a reason that the NBA fined Utah $500,000, fined Indianapolis $100,000. Problem is that's not going to do
nothing,
anything.
Right?
That's not doing anything. If you want to do it, and I said this on my Butch Done YouTube page when I talked about it. Give it a follow. But I said, the biggest thing is you got these trades that are 5, 6, 7 years out with draft picks. Like, nobody knows what that is. That's just, fool's gold out there. But you're allowing these teams to move so far out, and now there's no value to that. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shoot, we can get a better draft pick because we have a swap here. So now we are going to take, like, you have to set it in place. And Adam Silver, right now they're being very reactive. And that's the problem with the NCAA. They've been reactive. The NBA needs to be proactive. They needed to be proactive earlier, and the NCAA needed to be proactive in this. Now we've got a mess on both sides because both have been reactive.
Yeah. Brian Butch joining us here on the Guest Hotline powered by Gruber Law. Brian, we only have about a minute or two left. I know that through your social media and through your previous radio lives, many of us followed along the story of Blake, and I would love to ask how he's doing. For Mason, if you don't know, Brian has a son who had a tumor, and Children's Wisconsin did an amazing job taking care of him. And I know that there are like literally thousands, if not more, people who are invested in his health and how the family's doing. And I would love to hear an update.
Yeah, Mitch, I appreciate it. That was however it happened, right? Media world, it changes. The only thing I didn't get a chance to talk about was my son, because it was only about a week after his surgery. And so I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about it. Right now, we had our 3-month follow-up with Blake after his surgery, and he's doing good. They didn't see any tumor tissues. They didn't see anything there. His healing is going the way it's supposed to. As parents, we still wait. We're scan by scan. So every 3 months we're ready for the next 3-month scan to figure out where it is and where we're at with it. But right now he's a 5-year-old little boy, loving the Olympics, loving basketball, just being a kid right now. And so we're so fortunate to have so many people. I'm sure a lot of our, people that were listening have moved over to you guys and because they want great sports talk. But to all the people out there that send texts and, continue to reach out in a variety of ways, know how much that mattered. It's a big deal. You have an impact on a lot of people. It's a simple text. It's a simple, hey, we're checking in with you. How are you guys doing? It mattered for our family. It mattered to our son. And, we got through a very, very tough time. And not that we're through it, but, we're one step closer to another scan, which is what we're doing. And there's a lot of families. We're very lucky. I'll say that we're very lucky, and there's a lot of families that aren't as lucky as we are. And that's why when there's time to donate, time to do whatever you can, get behind it, do it, because you're helping kids be kids, and there's nothing better than that.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for that update. All of our prayers, of course, are with Blake and with the family. And you keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing the podcasting. Keep doing the YouTubes. Keep doing the Badgers games. Keep doing the Big Ten Network. Keep doing Locked On Bucks. And we loved having you on, and we definitely want to have you back. So you keep doing you, and we got your back, Butchie.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, boys. Keep going. All right. Keep rolling here. Now keep the Bucks going. Get through All-Star break. Let's get a big win for Wisconsin tonight, too.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Appreciate you, Butchie.
Thank you, Brian. Brian Butch joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. And, if you Google Children's Wisconsin, they got Blake's story up there. And it is a great story to follow along with. When we come back, we're only going to have a couple minutes to give you our Valentine's Day suggestions. So we are going to be ready to roll. We're going to, Thomas, we're going to really rely on you for this one. So you be ready to go. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right.
You better have a plan, buddy.
I'm Mitchell. He's Mason. It's Thomas. Next on the Mason Crosby Show.
Valentine's special. All right, it's Friday. It's almost the weekend. Thanks for listening to the Mason Crosby Show all week long. Fellas, I'm going to miss y'all next week for the first part of the week. I'm going to be out there it's not going to actually be sunny California. I think there's a chance of rain for a couple days.
You better hit them straight.
I have
straight, Mason.
I've been practicing. I feel pretty good. I'm probably going to go to the range over the weekend. Maybe I'll take Molly. Maybe that's what I'll do for her for Valentine's is take her out to the driving range.
Well,
does that sound like a good Valentine's Day?
I don't know. Bob in Minneapolis says these are great Valentine's gifts to give your significant other, especially if it's a woman. These 3 great gifts send a great message and keep on giving. They are lingerie, a vacuum cleaner, and if necessary, a treadmill. LOL,
Bob.
LOL. Bob, you're going to hell. Basically, that's what's going on. Yes. Thank you for that. Nope. Lingerie.
I don't know why that was so funny. I like
don't know.
that one.
It's like, sometimes you just got to be a little creative and a little tongue in cheek and not take things too seriously.
What are you doing, Tommy?
I have plans.
Okay, that's
Mazel tov.
I got plans. I got someone some gifts.
Fudge. You didn't get me any fudge.
Whoa, hey, people listen to this show, Mitch. You might have just ruined this whole thing
we
here.
literally mentioned yesterday that you bought fudge.
No,
he just said Mitch just said he wanted fudge.
Right. You just said you wanted here. It's okay. You just ruined the first Valentine's Day, probably. It's okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Tommy's in a weird spot right now.
On the radio?
We are live on the radio.
Mason, will you call in Monday to wish Tommy a happy birthday?
Rewind. Yeah, I wasn't on like your birthday.
Right.
I'm not going to be on Tommy's birthday. Like,
you're just a hater.
I'm horrible.
We're all here for September. We're all
I know.
Mason, blah,
I
blah,
make
blah.
sure everyone's on my birthday. I need all the well wishes.
What are you doing? What do you got for
selfish.
Valentine's Day, Mace?
I think we're gonna, go get a quick bite tonight. Like, I'm not much for like the crazy out Valentine's Day. Like, I'd rather do it either the night before or night after. It's like I try to celebrate Molly like every day of the week.
Wow.
So
I love Josh Albrecht, who says he goes on Monday to Walgreens and buys all the Valentine's Day candy 70% off.
Of course he does,
because that's what his wife wants.
Yep. Yeah,
like
and then takes her to
usually
goes
buys
to
it all
Disney
in
World.
Disney. Yeah. Oh God, you beat me to it.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Amazing.
It's all right.
You guys are the best.
All right, Mitch.
Let's have a great weekend.
Yeah, what you got? You doing anything fun?
Nah, I think we're gonna go for a hike on Sunday because
Ooh.
it'll be nice enough and
heart health. That's good for heart health.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Relax, Tommy. You're invited. You're coming with.
Wow, is that a fat joke?
No, it's a we want to spend time with you joke. All right, the show's almost over. He's Mason. He's Tommy. I'm Thunder. We're the Mason Crosby Show. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Later.
I was so